So, what do you do when you don't know what to do? Has anybody been there? I'll bet you have. I have a couple of solutions for you that I just want to throw out there. And I really thought this is only my second YouTube video, so bear with me. I'm still trying to kind of have the ground feel steady underneath me. But these are some ways in which I personally have gotten out of my funk. And the thing is, the funk can come on you kind of suddenly, right? So you can be doing fine and you're in bed and you have plans for the day, and then you start scrolling through whatever social media outlet you're looking at. And before you know it, you've been there for, oh, I don't know, an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Like, what am I doing? And you start to get a little upset. You start to get almost pissed. If you're like me, you start to get angry with yourself. It's not the answer, and it's not going to move you any quicker, any faster out of that bed. So, a couple of things I just wanted to bring up to your attention. I really wanted to share. These are three things that unfailably work for me, and I would really encourage you to try to use them. First of all, I'm trying to keep my mind straight. Um, Move a muscle, change a thought. I'm a mover. Like, I like to move around, I like to do things, but I can easily be the complete and polar opposite. On the couch, creating a gully in the spot where I lay for long periods of time. You know, some years ago, I actually bought a sofa and love seat when I moved into my new house. I love my house. And it was a tiny little house, nothing fancy, but I just really wanted to put some money aside. And side note, I ended up buying this sofa and love seat. Well, it was during COVID, and I had it manufactured like to be the creme de la creme, down filled, Fast forward, I develop a back problem, my lower back. So every time I sit on this couch, first of all, it's painful after a while just to sit there. And it literally just kind of creates the shape of my body. Not something I want to see every day. So I digress. Getting back to my story, move a muscle, change a thought. When you're in a place where you're doing kind of what feels good, although it really doesn't, especially as far as your head is concerned, and I guarantee your body's not liking it, and you really want to shift, move a muscle, change a thought. What's happened there is your thought process has gotten extremely accustomed and very comfortable to being exactly where you are. The best thing that you can do in that moment, purposely, intentionally, which is not always easy unless you make yourself do it, and yes, you can make yourself do it, is get up, move a muscle, change a thought. I don't care if you're going to the bathroom. I don't care if you're going in the kitchen to make another cup of coffee that you don't need. Let the dog out, take the kids, whatever. Move a muscle, change a thought. It's just the way it goes. It actually acts as something that we call a system interrupt, right? So if you're in a funk, if you're in a place, and again, this can be anywhere. I'm saying the bedroom because I woke up this morning and I didn't go anywhere. And I really needed to get out of that bed. So you're helping me right now. Thank you very much. When you get up, it interrupts your system. When you force yourself into a new thought process, it makes you bring your attention to that thing that is opposite, in most cases, of what you're doing. It may not last forever. You may end up back on the couch in a few minutes. It doesn't matter. The thing is, the more you do it, the more you create these opportunities just to change your thought process, the better you'll feel. And honestly, here's the big ticket: move a muscle comes first, then the thought changes, not the other way around. So if you kind of have an inclination, you're tossing an idea, just move. I don't care what you do. Do 10 like push-ups or something. Okay, that's ambitious. But just get up. Get out of where you are. That's number one. The second thing I would say that infallibly works for me, and I don't want to make it sound like a go-to because he's my Lord and Savior. I send up a prayer. You know, if I'm in a space where I'm like, oh, come on, Lord, help me get out of this place. I know there might be other forces kind of working against me in that moment, to be honest with you, but no, that is my 9 times out of 10, it's my first go to. And I would really encourage you to consider that because I won't lie, my first inclination is not, oh, let me send Jesus a prayer on this and I'm going to get up. Now, he's probably laughing at me half the time because we kind of have this funny relationship. I'm sure he gets a big kick out of me. But even if it's the second or third thing, he's drawing me closer, he's drawing me to get the heck out of the bed. And I know that inclination just to send a prayer up and say, you know what, help me out here, get me out of this bed is what I need. And he always has my back. Third thing I would definitely do is consider this. Usually, if we're sitting in a space, I would be willing to bet that we're probably perseverating or ruminating or thinking about something possibly from the day before. Oftentimes, we have the same thought process that just kind of goes over and over and over in our minds. And they said somewhere that we basically have something like 10 primary thought processes, and we just run that same script over and over and over every single day. So I would really express to you that the best thing that you can do is just break that chain, break that habit. It's basically a habit, and anything that you can do to make that happen really will be so helpful in finding your new neural pathways to more productive thoughts in the morning and more, or whenever this is happening, or movements, or just something to kind of take you back to your game. We all have things we want to accomplish. So I just really think that the way to do that sometimes for me is slowing everything down. And if I'm finding that I'm having a bunch of thoughts, usually they're rapid fire. I have a to-do list. I have a million things I have to do. Whose birthday is it? Who's coming over for dinner? What do I have to see next week? Whatever the case, if I purposely, intentionally slow down, and the way I do that is with my breath. 4 deep breaths in, 4 second breath in, hold it for 4 seconds, 4 seconds, and then 4 seconds out, hold it for 4 seconds. I do 3 of those, and it unfailably, if that's a word, brings me back to center. So keep those 3 things in mind. I'm telling you, they are really, really helpful. I would really be surprised if they didn't work, because honestly, these work for all of the people that I teach. It's just a new way of looking at getting out of your funk. So again, move a muscle, change a thought, send up a prayer, and slow the boat down. That's all I got. I hope you guys have a great day. Take care.